The Bloodline's Solo Sikoa stood tall on WWE SmackDown, and it seems like there's no way of slowing him down. Meanwhile, the Boogeyman shared his recent backstage interaction with the tribal chief. Solo Sikoa's faction is growing stronger by the day as he added more members to his group in the past few months. Lately, the tribal chief has been leaving his opponents and rivals in dust as no one can stop the Bloodline on Friday Night SmackDown. Recently, the Boogeyman shared a video of his backstage interaction with the Bloodline's Solo Sikoa on Instagram. The two were clicked backstage, and it looks like it happened during last week's Friday Night SmackDown, as the legend was spotted backstage at last week's show. The 59-year-old legend was seen interacting with many current stars. Meanwhile, the tribal chief laid out his brothers on the latest edition of WWE SmackDown. Earlier this year, Roman Reigns returned to the Stamford-based company and went after the 31-year-old star. After costing Solo Sikoa a title shot against Cody Rhodes, the original tribal chief sided with the American Nightmare to take down Solo and the Samoan werewolf Jacob Fatu at Bad Blood. On the latest edition of WWE SmackDown, Sikoa came face-to-face with Roman Reigns in the middle of the ring. The two discussed everything that has transpired in the last few months, and Reigns asked Sikoa a few questions about his choices. Moreover, the OTC also acknowledged Sikoa but refused to call him the tribal chief. This led to an all-out brawl between the two, and the Bloodline stood tall over Reigns. Before the attack, the villainous group laid out Jimmy Uso on the ramp. WWE SmackDown has been the center of some of the most riveting storylines in recent memory, and the saga surrounding the Bloodline has kept fans on the edge of their seats for well over a year. Whether it's the dominance of Roman Reigns as the undisputed WWE Universal Champion or the shocking betrayal of family by Jey Uso, the Bloodline has reshaped the landscape of WWE with every twist and turn. Now there's a new wrinkle in the story. Solo Sikoa, the silent enforcer of the family, has been spotted with a WWE legend, sparking speculation about the next chapter in the Bloodline's ongoing saga. Solo Sikoa, the youngest member of the Bloodline, was introduced as a no-nonsense powerhouse, ready to take down anyone who stood in the family's way. Since making his impactful debut, he has proven to be the muscle behind Roman Reigns' empire, enforcing the tribal chief's will with devastating Samoan spikes and earth-shattering power moves. While his brothers, the Usos, have splintered off, Jimmy Uso realigning with the Bloodline and Jey walking away from the family, Solo has remained loyal to Roman, standing as his most formidable ally. Solo's character is shrouded in mystique. He speaks sparingly, allowing his brutal in-ring style to do the talking, and his allegiance to Roman has been unflinching. But beneath the surface, there have been rumblings of a deeper storyline waiting to unfold. As the dynamic within the Bloodline shifts, Solo's place within the faction has been a subject of intrigue for fans. Could he follow Jey's path and break away from Roman's control? Or will he solidify his position as the heir to the Samoan wrestling dynasty? On a recent episode of WWE SmackDown, Solo Sikoa was seen backstage in a tense and unexpected conversation with none other than Randy Orton, a true legend in the wrestling world and a man synonymous with destruction and cold-blooded ambition. The sighting immediately set the WWE universe ablaze with speculation, as fans and analysts alike scrambled to decode the meaning behind this interaction. Randy Orton, a 14-time world champion and one of the most decorated superstars in WWE history, has always operated on his own terms. His legend killer persona and ruthless behavior in the ring have made him one of the most feared competitors of all time. Orton has a legacy that commands respect, and while he has dabbled in factions before, such as Evolution and The Authority, his lone wolf mentality has often taken precedence. So why would someone as self-sufficient as Orton be speaking with Solo Sikoa? What could these two very different competitors have to discuss? The timing of this meeting is particularly intriguing, as Orton is rumored to be eyeing a major return to WWE television, while Solo is reaching a pivotal crossroads in his allegiance to Roman Reigns and the Bloodline. Could this interaction signal a mentorship, a new alliance, or even a challenge? Randy Orton's appearance on SmackDown, especially in connection with the Bloodline story, carries weight. Orton has a storied history with Roman Reigns, dating back to Reigns' early days as a member of The Shield. The two have clashed numerous times, and Orton's career trajectory often paralleled that of Roman's in terms of dominance and championship pursuits. But Orton also has a history with the Usos, having feuded with them during his time as a tag team champion alongside Matt Riddle in RK-Bro. His interest in Solo Sikoa could stem from various motivations. Orton may see in Solo a younger version of himself, ruthless, calculated, and willing to do whatever it takes to succeed. The Viper has always thrived by targeting those who he believes can elevate his own standing, and Solo, with his unrelenting demeanor and explosive potential, fits that mold. Alternatively, Orton could be seeking revenge on Roman Reigns and the Bloodline for past transgressions, and who better to help him dismantle the Empire than its very own enforcer? There's also the possibility that Orton is trying to recruit Solo into a new faction of his own, or at the very least, lure him away from the Bloodline. If there's anyone who knows how to manipulate others for personal gain, it's Randy Orton. He could be sowing the seeds of doubt in Solo's mind, encouraging him to break free from Roman's shadow and carve out his own legacy. If Solo Sikoa were to align himself with Randy Orton, the consequences for the Bloodline would be enormous. Roman Reigns has relied on Solo to enforce his will and maintain control over SmackDown, especially as his title reign continues to extend into record-breaking territory. Losing Solo would leave a massive hole in Roman's defenses, especially with Jey Uso out of the picture and Jimmy's loyalty in question. For Solo, an alliance with Orton could be the key to stepping out from Roman's shadow and establishing himself as a major player in WWE. While Roman is undoubtedly the top dog in WWE right now, Orton's influence and veteran experience could offer Solo the guidance needed to elevate his career to new heights. Solo might see this as his opportunity to transcend his role as Roman's bodyguard and cement his own legacy, much like how Orton ascended after breaking away from Evolution. Moreover, this storyline could serve as a catalyst for Roman's eventual downfall. With cracks already forming in the Bloodline's foundation, the potential defection of Solo Sikoa to Randy Orton could be the final blow to Roman's reign. It would also add a fresh layer of complexity to the ongoing narrative, as fans would be eager to see how Roman responds to such a betrayal and whether he can retain his dominance without Solo by his side. There are numerous directions this storyline could take in the coming weeks, and WWE has always excelled at keeping fans guessing. One potential outcome is that Solo and Orton form a temporary alliance, leading to a blockbuster match against Roman Reigns, perhaps at a major event like WrestleMania or Survivor Series. This would pit Orton and Solo against the most dominant faction in WWE, with the possibility of Solo finally turning on Roman and aiding in his defeat. Another scenario could see Orton mentoring Solo from behind the scenes, helping him grow into a more cunning and strategic wrestler while still maintaining his loyalty to the Bloodline. This could set the stage for Solo to eventually challenge Roman for the Universal Championship, positioning him as the next great Samoan star to take the mantle from his cousin. Whatever the outcome, the interaction between Solo Sikoa and Randy Orton has injected new life into the SmackDown storyline and left fans eager for what's next. As the WWE Universe speculates on the implications of this encounter, one thing is certain. The Bloodline saga is far from over, and with Randy Orton now in the mix, the drama is only going to intensify.